Welcome to Good Times with Alex and Ryan. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And my name is Ryan W. Sprague. You can follow me on any social media at Ryan W. Sprague. Alex?
My name is Alex Vanover. You can follow me on Twitter at Vandollar15. You can follow me on the YouTube at Alex Vanover. Yeah, YouTube.
All right, today we're talking about the best movies of all time.
Ryan, hold on. I just looked at our live feed. A new person has joined the chat.
Who are you?
It's a Murder Hornet.
Hello,
I'm here, guys. Hello. I'm a big Murder Hornet. I come to kill and eat honey.
We can be dorky on this.
Yeah, kick him out of the chat. Kick that Murder Hornet out of the chat. I just can't get worried about murder hornets right now. I'm just like, there's so many worse things going on with the world right now. Like the economy's just going in the tubes. People can't be 6 feet, near each other.
Alex, we got to stay on topic, or this is going to be really long to edit.
Hey, this is good, man. This is a good opening. Fantastic. All right, so we're talking about movies. Bring on movies. Let's go.
All right, Alex, what's your favorite movie of all time?
Of all time. My favorite movie of all time. This is a very tough question, but if I would have to say it's either Point Break.
We're just gonna
fight.
You better not be trying to pick up any baits.
With Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze, where they are bank robbing surfers, and Keanu Reeves has to go undercover to infiltrate the gang. Patrick Swayze is like at his best in this film. He's just great in it. Or we're going to go all the way back to 1986 in a small town in Oregon. We're going to go Stand By Me. I love Stand By Me.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Goonies.
No, Goonies was a little bit before my time. Goonies was 85, and I was born in 83, so Stand By Me came out in 86, and I, at that age, I was just starting to form memories. It's like one of the first movies I remember seeing, to be honest with you. I just fell in love with it immediately because I just wanted to be one of these kids going on an adventure with other kids to go find something really, neat or fun or whatever. But in that movie, they're not really going to go find fun and neat stuff. They're actually going to go find a dead body.
Hey, you guys. I bet you anything that if we find them, we'll get our pictures in the paper. Yeah, we can even be on TV. Sure, we'll be heroes.
But it was an excuse to have an adventure.
I don't think I haven't seen that. I haven't seen either of those.
You've never seen Stand By Me?
I've seen parts of it.
It's Rob Reiner directed Stand By Me. Do you know who Rob Reiner is?
Nope.
Rob Reiner was Meathead on All in the Family. Do you know anything about All in the Family?
Nope.
Okay, have you seen Sleepless in Seattle?
Yes.
Okay, so Tom Hanks's friend, the bigger guy with the beard, who is trying to explain to Tom Hanks how you get back into dating. He's kind of like the funnier friend.
I don't remember it. I saw it once and almost fell asleep.
Well, Sleepless in Seattle was alive in.
It was.
Sleepy in Coos Bay. The Ryan Sprague story. What is it now? I've got a gun to your head, just like you asked me the other day. You got one movie to save your life. Your favorite movie. What are you going with?
Oh, it's easy for me. I love The Aviator.
Would Leo?
Yeah, that's my absolute favorite movie. And I think it's the best movie.
I've never seen The Aviator. Howard Hughes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. After seeing the movie, I read 3 books, and I'm like, wow, the movie does such a good job of getting the essence of who this guy was. Because I read all the books, and I'm like, it'll go through him dating Katharine Hepburn. But in that, he gets it shows the essence of the girls he dated and how it was when he dated them. And it goes through really big points in his life that were really newsworthy, like when he got whacked in the face by Ava Gardner.
What did he do to get smacked by Ava Gardner?
I don't know. He's probably cheating on her. He was a playboy. He just was with everybody. But I
Good
read
for him.
Well, it's what
It
the
was a
Bible
different
says
time.
about.
Well, about being a playboy. You said that the movie got the essence of him.
Yeah, it did. It got his essence. It was, so him and Katharine Hepburn are flying in a plane, and it shows them like kind of almost hitting a mountain. Well, that actually happened at a different time when he was flying around the world. They didn't have the maps right, and they almost hit a mountain. So they kind of switched some things up to get the story down. But it was. I think they did an amazing job with that movie. The editing, the cinematography, the lines, the actually getting his life in there. Even the dark parts of where he was like dating like really young people, like that was all in there. But I read the book on the person that was his right-hand man, Noah Dietrich, and he was actually the one that was making all the money and doing all the genius moves. Howard Hughes, he was just kind of making stupid decisions.
Wasn't Howard Hughes a genius though? Wasn't he considered like a genius?
Well, he was, but that was kind of the public. But if you read Noah Dietrich's book, it was actually Noah Dietrich that did everything.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Noah Dietrich is telling everybody in Noah Dietrich's book that he was actually the brains behind Howard Hughes. Is that that's where your source is?
But he proves it. He proves it because he's like, what were some of the? He's like, oh, that spruce goose cost millions and millions of dollars, and it was just because of his pride
against it.
All right, so they use spruce. They used wood when everybody else was using aluminum, so they wouldn't have took the plane anyway.
Yogi Bear flew the spruce goose, didn't he?
Probably. I'll have to pull that clip if I can find it.
Gosh, it sure is cute, ain't it?
Yeah.
There is a movie called The Yogi Bear and the Spruce Goose. I'm serious.
It's in McMinnville. I've seen it in McMinnville.
The actual spruce goose?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know what murder hornets eat besides human flesh?
What?
Spruce.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They're gonna attack the spruce. Wow, that was another failure. They totally should have had aluminum.
Didn't Howard Hughes he was saving his urine in jars and growing his fingernails out really long and not cutting his hair or bathing, and he was living in a hotel room forever.
So he had a disorder where he was afraid of germs, and so he became reclusive.
He wouldn't do well right now in today's climate. Then he would be in trouble.
He actually lived through the flu epidemic, the 1918 flu,
Spanish flu.
Yeah. So he went through that, but he got worse and worse. What really hurt him was when he crashed in his test jet.
Yeah.
In the 40s, it really messed him up, and he became super reclusive and started losing his mind after that. But he became a total recluse and just went out of society.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
he was such a good job on that. He did a good job on Wolf of Wall Street. He's such a great actor.
He's What's Eating Gilbert Grape. He plays a kid with Down syndrome, and he is captivating in that role. He's totally believable in that movie. He's fantastic in The Departed. He's phenomenal in The Revenant. He won an Academy Award for The Revenant.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, but if he's in it, it's probably...
Yeah, that movie's intense. I first saw Leonardo DiCaprio in Growing Pains. He was one of the people they brought on to season 7 or 8 to kind of help the ratings out. And back in the 80s, you know, it's like, oh, you know, who is this, you know, nobody or whatever. And then literally 10 years later, he's the biggest star on the planet because
Titanic would have shot him up. Yeah, but he's such a great actor.
Romeo and Juliet. I remember every girl in high school wanted
Romeo and Juliet.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Jeez Louise. So, okay, so what is a film that's a better sequel than the original film? What movie as a sequel is actually better than the original movie?
That's a tough one.
I've got two in my head right now.
Go ahead. I can't think of any.
Empire Strikes Back is better than New Hope.
Oh man, I like New Hope more.
What? Han Solo's frozen in carbonite. Lando Calrissian shows up. All hell breaks loose. It's that Darth Vader reveals himself to be Luke Skywalker's father. Luke's missing a hand. That movie is phenomenal. Luke starts his training with Yoda.
I think some of it was cool. It's just it's a little dark. I think because it was like, oh, they're in Cloud City, they're getting tortured, and it just put a bad taste.
The Carbonite.
I like the movie. Those three movies I think are some of the top movies of all time. Like the middle three and Lord of the Rings. But oh
man, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King was
that was awesome.
One of the first movies I ever saw that I was like, I've never seen a movie have 12 endings, because it would like fade to black and then it would pop back up in another scene, and then it would fade to black and then there'd be another scene. And I was so confused by it. And I was like, man, this movie's literally been like 4 hours and 17 minutes. So like, is this gonna, like, Peter Jackson couldn't edit anything during this entire film? Like, what's going on here?
I think he could have done more. I think he could have put more of the book in, because he went so true to the book that it would made it good. He could have made it better if he made even more true to the book. But then he made the stupid Hobbit films afterwards that were ridiculous. Like, dude, just do what you did in the other one. Don't make it so dumb.
What about 70s and 70s and 11s and mid-meal and mid-tea?
You know, all that is actual meals in the UK. Like, all that is, you think it's for the story. I thought it was for the story, and then I found out those are all actual meals that they do.
They have that many meals?
Yes. Yes.
They have biscuits and tea almost every meal.
The 11s and second breakfast, all that.
When I went to Hawaii, I was shadowing one of my friends at their high school, and they had breakfast on campus. They had mid-morning snack. They had lunch, and they had a mid-afternoon snack. You would go to the cafeteria like 4 or 5 times for 4 or 5 meals during the school day.
I mean, like, I guess it's good to eat as you go, but the time it takes, you walk into it, you're walking back, it's just a lot of time, extra time.
Well, and like, I don't know about you, but I'm not exactly that good at math or difficult subjects when I'm digesting food constantly throughout the day. I mean, come on. When I was in high school, I used to strategically position newspapers in the North Bend High School bathroom so I could pull them down and read them in the stalls when I didn't want to be in class. So
wow, Alex.
Yeah, yes. If we had 5 meals a day at North Bend High School,
how did you get passing grades? How did you get did you get your diploma?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But how did you do that when you didn't go to class? I missed 2 classes and I get like a C-.
I was full disclosure, I think my personality and
okay, that makes sense.
My personality.
People didn't like. I wasn't the teacher's pet. They didn't like me.
I don't think I was a teacher. I don't think I was a teacher's pet, but I think that I don't know. I was able to talk. No,
it's true. There's a reason. There's a reason. Like, you know, there's favorites. There's always favorites in teachers, and it's like if they don't like you, it's like it's a lot harder. Or if they just think you're not good, it's like whatever.
You know how we were talking about Deming in an earlier episode? Like, I personally, Deming played favorites like crazy, and I wasn't one of them. And you hit on something with his teaching style, because so out there and so
I didn't understand
off the
what
wall.
was
I didn't
going on
either.
at all.
I didn't either. And Mike Richardson actually heard us say that about him, and he's like, "I loved him." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Of course you." I'm like, "Of course you did. You were one of his favorites." I was like, "He played favorites, and you were one of them." And I told Mike, I said, "Mike, I don't remember anything he taught me. I don't remember anything memorable from him, and I don't remember feeling like I was important ever when I was in that class, because he had like 3 or 4 people that were his guys or girls, and that was it. Everyone else was. He used to hand out grades to people without even grading the papers. He would just be like, "Well, I know how you are. You get a C." Ask other people about this. He would sometimes not even grade the paperwork.
Yeah. That's just the way it is. That's not just in high school. That's in like work and everywhere. All it does.
All
It never
walks of
goes away.
life.
Yeah, that's life.
So back on the movie topic real quick. Another movie that I think is actually better than the original is The Dark Knight is better than Batman Begins. The Dark Knight is the one with Heath Ledger where he played the Joker.
Agreed.
That movie's incredible.
Really
that could stand alone. That movie could have been made without the first and the third one and stood alone. It could have just been its own movie.
It was pretty good.
Oh,
I liked it.
You want to know how I got these scars? I got these scars here, Brian.
I'm not going to tell you, because if I tell you, then you won't be questioning it anymore. So I'm going to tease you. Bye.
Well, my father, he was a drinker and a fiend. No, he's like burning that big pile of money, and all the mafia people are like, "What are you doing? You are crazy." But Mr. Wayne, some people just want to watch the world burn, Mr. Wayne.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Alfred,
So
are you?
was that related to the new Joker movie?
No,
Not at
it
all?
wasn't. No, the new Joker movie is like a backstory origin, but it's totally not based on the Joker that we saw in the trilogy.
That's the thing that makes me really not like these movies, Batman and Spider-Man, where or the Fantastic Four do a false start. Okay, we're gonna do it again. Okay, no, that didn't work. We'll try. We'll do another start.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
where they reboot the series. It's
yes,
with
5 times, and I'm like, which one is the canon?
With Spider-Man, Sony has to keep making Spider-Man movies in order to retain the rights of Spider-Man. So seriously, they have to make a Spider-Man movie once every 1 or 2 years, because if they don't, the rights will revert back to Marvel. And Marvel wants more than anything to have Spider-Man back as their own. They want to own, because they sold the rights to Spider-Man and X-Men a long time ago, because Marvel was actually really close to going bankrupt in the early 90s. Superhero movies weren't considered, profitable or bankable. And then a couple superhero movies came out and did really well.
Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man was
Captain America.
Oh my gosh, Iron Man though in 2008 was the movie that everything was built off of for the Marvel universe. That was when they realized, hey, we're on to something here, and everything built off of that. I'm serious, man.
And that's I love that movie, and he's based off the persona of Howard Hughes.
Oh, he's got to be.
Yes. But the
he's
thing
an
is,
eccentric millionaire, genius, playboy.
But the thing is, Howard Hughes really wasn't like that. It's just kind of how he was pictured.
They portrayed him like that?
They portrayed him. He was kind of seemed like he had kind of Asperger's or something. He didn't like the public. They said his right-hand man, which, you said, he's going to be talking about himself, but he was talking about how lame his dates were. He's like, well, he would just take him to a movie. They would sit around for a while, and then he would take him to his house. It would happen every time.
Oh man, that sounds like every girl I dated back in the day. I'm like, take him to a movie, take him to dinner, and then somehow try to make out with him by the other night. Like that was the end goal. Same blueprint every time.
Pretty much. That's what
Cookie cutter.
Yeah. But they said that he would do anything to get people in bed with him. It's like he has all this time.
He sounds like my brother. My brother is retired from the military at the age of 40, and all he has time to do now is build home gyms in his garage and play Call of Duty and get new LeBron James shoes and just come up with crazy things to get upset about. Because when you're busy and you're working and you have a normal life, little things don't bother you. But when you don't have a focus to take your attention away, you'll be outraged at everything because you're bored. So it's the most dangerous person, Ryan, to deal with is a retired man or a retired woman. They have nothing to lose, man, and they have everything to be mad about.
Well, I've actually stopped a lot of times. I started Twitter commenting on news and such. I've kind of stopped that because I get so mad. I'm like, this is dumb. I need to find what I'm liking, though, is our community that we're kind of building up. Just interacting with people. It's a lot better than opinions and actually finding the truth and all that. It's it doesn't matter.
Anytime, I know it's it's your opinion against someone else's opinion, even if you're right.
Well, even if you're right, yeah, exactly. It never amounts to anything.
They're never going to agree with you. They'll just be pissed.
So. Well, I mean, we're a little off topic of movies, but oh well.
Go ahead. You're rolling. Go, baby.
So, today, Elon Musk is opening up Tesla, and they're not supposed to. But and Trump tweeted go ahead, open up the factory, and then Elon Musk writes, "Oh, thank you," and then he gets some person in the comments you just agreed with Trump. He's like, oh gosh. You know what? Sometimes you can agree with people that you don't always agree with. If you just disagree with them all the time, it just means you're not going to be thinking outside the box, and you're not a thinker.
Well, and you're not being authentic or real to yourself because you're not going to agree with everything a certain person says all the time, or else you're just a yes man or
disagree. Yeah,
all the time. You're going to disagree with him just because you don't. You don't like the core of who he is, but he could not Trump in general, but just anybody. Somebody could have a nugget of truth every once in a while, or a good idea every once in a while.
That's what he's saying. If you just close your mind off to everything, then you're never gonna progress. You're just kind of being ignorant.
The Elon Musk thing where he opened up the factory is a crazy situation because he's basically listen, I'm opening up this factory. We're open for business, and he's basically daring the government to do something, and it's really interesting because it's playing out right before our eyes. Yeah, you better get those tunnels built underneath so he can escape. And
he just finished some tunnels in Las Vegas.
The police show up. They're like, "You need to close this factory down," and he's like, "You'll never get me, coppers!" And he hops into his big ATM plastic tube. Yeah. Grabs a Bex and he gets sucked down into the ground. They're like, well, we know where
he's got a little mustard.
The cops are like, well, everyone to North Bend, Oregon, to U.S. Bank. We know where he's going. We know where this tube goes.
So what you should have done is just moved it to Texas. That's what everybody's doing. They're moving it to Texas because it's so hard business wise in California. Texas is a lot more business friendly. I don't know why he doesn't do it. He's just like, I'm going to fight it. Well, why fight it? Just move.
Why doesn't he? You're onto something, Ryan. I think let's not even do Texas. Let's go someplace in the United States where people really don't care about what's going on. Let's go to Florida.
There you go.
Nobody knows what's going on in Florida. There's so many other weird things going on there right now that the Tesla operation will be the least of their worries. A legitimate business doing business things. That would never make headlines in Florida. Never. Come on.
Yeah, there we go. Come on, man. All right, back to movies. What else? What else you got?
Well, I was going to say, what is your all-time favorite trilogy?
Oh, it has to be either Star Wars or Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Uh
Which Star Wars though? The original three?
yeah, the original three. Yeah.
Not the newest ones, Ryan. You don't love those ones?
Did you see the last YouTube on that?
Yeah, I did.
Where he's like, I hate you. I hate them. I despise them with a passion.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't make those three. Don't do it.
His arms get chopped off.
Yeah, I know.
Oh!
The guy, who's the guy who directed the new ones? What's his name? Who made the three new ones?
He's
J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams did one.
I thought he was Mr.
I think
Star
he might have
Trek.
been. He might have been two. Yeah, he was, but he also did.
J.J. Abrams. George
They're
Lucas.
like so smart. They're thinking about this new awesome opportunity to make a new Star Wars, a whole trilogy, a new one. I got an idea. Let's have like this space station that can shoot and destroy planets, but except moving and stuff, it's its own planet.
It's like it's the Death Star from the first. It's the Death Star from A New Hope.
It's dumb.
I don't like what I've seen of the new ones. I don't like that they basically rehash the original story.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
With different characters. It's just the same exact story written over again.
And it's worse. It's worse because it's like it's a planet. Like it. At least a Death Star, I can get it behind. Like, oh, it's moving, and it's like all this mechanical stuff.
Yeah,
it's a planet that like they suck in a star.
You know what? The most non-realistic thing about the whole thing is they should
everything.
Well, they should have.
It is a fantasy, but
they should have weaponized Murder Hornets to attack.
There you go. There you go.
To attack the bad guys. The
Murder Hornets
Galactic
will
Empire.
The Murder Hornets will be quite operational when your friends arrive.
Oh, I'm afraid the shield generator will be quite operational when your friends arrive.
Oh my gosh. I would say my favorite trilogy ever is I really enjoy Back to the Future.
Oh, that's a good one. That's really good.
I love those movies. It's so fascinating to like in the original Back to the Future from 1985. Steven Spielberg and Robert Zemeckis nailed it. It was good. It was so good. It was just like I put myself in the shoes of Marty McFly. I was like, what would I do if I saw or met my mom and dad back when they were kids? Like how I just immediately related to it because I've had those thoughts before. And how would I deal with it? What would I do? It was just, oh my gosh, it was perfect. Part 2 was great. They missed a little bit on predicting the future because we don't have flying cars yet. So they kind of messed up there.
We'll have flying cars, but what was that? Well, we will have flying cars. It's just coming, but I don't know how long it's going to be. It's going to happen. Not like them though, because those are like they didn't have any like propulsion. It was just like
they were hover converted. They were like a hovercraft almost.
Yeah, but they didn't have any like propellers or anything. We'll have propellers or jets or something because there's no way.
No, they had like the Nutty Professor car where he's driving the Model T.
Yeah.
Where he's got
no
flubber underneath and he's got a steering wheel.
Like if you had figured out anti-gravity, which doesn't exist.
I'm sure that Elon Musk is working on it right now. He's sending his best people underneath the ground to Florida to work on this. Hop in the bank tube. We're going to Florida to work on anti-gravity. Don't say a word. I don't know. Best trilogy, Back to the Future, probably. They hit all aspects. They go to the Old West in Part 3. They go to the future in Part 2. And just, modern time, 50s, which is a classic era. I don't know. It's just a fantastic movie. Drama, comedy, action,
it is good.
Adventure.
Good movie.
And you know what? Like, it's a movie that you could, not that it's, a big deal, but you could show that movie to any age or any person, and it would be appropriate. It's rare that you have blockbusters that are family friendly, especially nowadays. It's hard to find that. It really is.
I think a lot of that stuff that they predicted is going to come come around. Like, I want a Coke. Psh, okay.
Well, the Cubs.
Well, I mean, we
actually-
do have vending machines.
the Cubs won the World Series, so that they predicted that correctly.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the Cubs won the pennant against Miami, and Miami is a new team, the Miami Marlins. Miami does exist, so they
Wow.
nailed the Cubs winning the World Series, and they nailed a team being from Miami, so they got two things correct.
That's cool.
So,
Yeah.
no, that's cool.
Another movie I like, I think is one of the top. Forrest Gump.
My name is Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump!
Yeah,
I love that movie
that movie's amazing.
because it goes through like all this history and you really
That was-
connect to the guy.
That was one of the first movies that I ever taped the entire thing off of TV because I didn't actually have the VHS copy, so I taped it off of like NBC, and I would rewatch it over and over and over again because I just thought it was great.
I thought it
Like-
was great too, but I had to wait a little while because I was too young when it came out because of those.
Lieutenant Dan,
Those scenes.
Lieutenant Dan, ice cream.
I love that.
Get the hell out of here, Gump.
I was supposed to die. Don't you understand?
Listen, this company's going to pay you a lot of money for us if you just say you play ping pong with their paddle. Mom, I don't play ping pong with that paddle. I play with my paddle. And he's got this old beat up, like red paddle that's generic, whatever.
Little white line.
Yeah, the mama said a little white lie. I never heard nobody. So I went out and bought the Jenny boat, and then. Damn it! You said when you were going to get a fish or shrimp and boat, Gump. I was going to be your first mate. Well, here I am. He's got a bottle of black velvet with him and a couple ladies of the night from the New Year's Eve party a few years prior.
Lieutenant Dan didn't like to be called crippled, just like I didn't like to be called stupid.
Lieutenant Dan, you got magic legs. You got magic legs. That's right, Gump. They're titanium alloy. The same shit they use on the spaceship.
That's not how he said it at all.
Which is weird. Which is weird, Gump.
He's like this. Titanium alloy. Like they use on the space shuttle.
Custom made. Titanium alloy. It's what they use on the space shuttle.
Magic legs.
He totally made it. Yeah, I know about titanium alloy. Trump. I didn't even put Trump in there. I don't know why I said Trump. Gump. Gump and Trump.
So he's like, damn it, Gump, these are titanium alloy. The same stuff they use on a spaceship. Which is weird because we're both going to be in Apollo 13 next year together. Go to your local theater and see them.
Were they both?
Yes.
Did you know that the Forrest Gump, the book, he actually went to space?
What?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. No, I believe it. I absolutely believe it. Somebody asked me the other day why I'd been running every day for the last 110 days, and I couldn't come up with a good answer, so I just said, I just felt like running.
I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, I posted that. I was like, I just felt like running.
All right.
Let's wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Let's wrap this up. Hey, everybody. You know what I'm going to say?
Ryan, before you do that, man, we should have our people leave their favorite movies and favorite sequels and trilogies in the comment section.
Yeah,
I want to see what people think.
So, if you're out for having a good time and you need to subscribe and ring the bell of all the social medias that we're on, ring it. Boop, 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 boop. Bing, bing. That's a bell. Ring it. All right.
See you later.
See you later. Peace out.